Sharks could not have been more different than the week before. Yep. It must have been a great week of self-reflection for the Sharkies, and we've said their best football comes from simplicity, hit the line hard, play the ball quick, create space for your playmakers, kick well, defend your ass off.
Yeah, I thought, if you go watch the Melbourne game where they lost, they dropped the kick-off, but they got it back towards half-time, and some of their football to get that score back was actually quite direct. I didn't mind some of it. There was some really poor stuff that cost them, but there was glimpses that they were almost there. But I'll tell you what I loved out of the Sharks game was Braden Trindle's kicking game and the outside backs chase game.
Oh, wow.
They scored 2 or 3 tries from kicks purely because of Trindle's placement and the effort and the desire for their outside backs to chase it. If Mulatalo, Katoa doesn't chase those balls and get contact to them, that's not a try. And sometimes finals is all about just one effort more than the opposition, and it will come down with the footy. I thought it was a very good performance.
Well, Coop, we spoke before about it being one of Tedesco's greatest performances. Mulatalo hasn't had as long a career as Teddy's. I thought it was one of his greatest. He led those outside backs in every area. Mate, the outside backs, the back five, had over 100 runs, Coops.
Yep.
And that is so crucial to take. When you're going to play the very best teams who are going to drill your middle and really go at you, you've got to help your forwards out. The forwards have got to retain some petrol and the tech for defence, and the Sharks do that probably better than anyone when they're firing.
Yeah, because they're energetic in the backfield and they're hell of finishers near the try line too. So I think they fight fire with fire, Penrith, this week. They're back 5 versus Penrith's back 5. Hell of a contest. And, let's give Hynes a tip of the cap, right? We talk about how, let's use the Melbourne Storm spine as when Harry Grant's on, Munster and Hughes step back.
Well,
right?
look at Jerome last week.
Yep.
Munster's on.
Yep.
Harry's drilling through.
Yep.
I'm going to take a step back here.
And with all the pressure, he became a role player for Trindle. Trindle dominated the kicking.
Yep.
He had the hot hand. He was doing it all. And Hynes, to his credit, went, you know what? There's a team-first mentality here. Braden, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll do a couple of pieces here and there.
I want to talk about Nicho. I was going to talk about Braden first, but let's talk about Nicho. And I agree with you. One of the worst things about professional sport, Cooper, and I understand it's professional sport and it's a tough school, right? But what begins so often as measured criticism or critiquing suddenly accelerates out of control and becomes this massive pile and takes on a life of its own. And that's been the case a little bit with Nicho. Nicho is not immune to criticism. And Nicho's confidence has been down and he's been playing within himself. But sometimes, and I've said this a number of times, Coops, sometimes it's what you don't do. Trindle went out there the other night and the ball was hitting his hands perfect. You have nights like that. And Nicho's down in confidence. He could have done what he could have done, one of two things. Slip back and deputise and complement what he does, or go out there, try to prove everyone wrong, demand the football, force yourself into the game, and I reckon they don't win.
Yep, 100% agree with that. Look, you can't have one without the other. This game is loved by a lot and people will critique it. I think Nicho Hynes needs to put it in its own box. It is what it is. Feedback from those who see the game through a different lens, that's not your coach, not your playing group, not your mentors, is irrelevant, to be fair. And I think it's fair that Nicho Hynes stands up and plays the way he plays, because that's what will tell the criticism to go away. At the end of the day, performance is king, winning is even better. And I've had stages through my career where you've been under pressure, but that's just there. It doesn't force you to do anything greater, worse, or you can't feel like you're a victim. Just improve on the skills, go out and perform. And this might be really strange, but I think they've got a chance this week.
I do too.
I feel like if they can put the perfect game together, they match up nicely. I love the power of their back rowers, and maybe they can get it done.
Coops, the last thing I just want to say on Nicho, and I think it applies to a lot of young players, is that it's never been tougher to be a professional sportsman. The wall of noise that comes at you all the time from social media, there's so many outlets, we're part of it. We sit here, we talk about it. We try to be measured, but there's times that people watch this podcast.
I'm more measured than you, though.
Well, yeah, you are here. If you're in the green room, you're vicious. But I hear players sometimes say, I don't care. Well, that's wrong. It doesn't. I'm 53 years of age. Wait a sec, it's Trish. Yeah. No problem. Yep. Diane sauce, perfect. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, I know. It wasn't Trish. Let's not say who it was. But people say, I don't care. I know it. I'll say this, 53 years of age. For me, it's taken a lot of kickings and a lot of stuff to go into my life to actually get to the point that you go, I don't care what a person thinks. Now, that is not the domain of someone in their 20s. Is that you have to go through a lot. And the day that actually you don't care is one of the best. You're moving to a really great part of your life. But in your 20s, going into your 30s, most people are thin-skinned. Yeah.
I'll put it this way. Through my career, I think I could honestly respect 4 or 5 people's opinion.
Cheers.
I mean, 1, you. 2, God, no.
It's one and the same.
That's how you put it together, right? There's a lot of people, and we do it, we'll commentate on our game.
Yep.
Find your niche, find those who you believe the feedback is warranted, and trust that.
Yep.
Other than that, the rest is just noise.
What I liked about Trindle, again, very similar to Nicho, is that all that brilliant stuff stemmed off simplicity. And we said before, they're better off playing north-south. We've done a lot of geography in this show.
Yeah.
They're better off playing Sydney to Mount Isa than Sydney to Perth.
Yep.
And a playmaker is in charge of that. And I reckon one of the things for playmakers to understand, I thought Trindle did it the other night, right at the moment that you would naturally call the football, sometimes say to a forward, just give me another one. Just give me another strong hit up, play the ball quick, going to give me more momentum, going to give me more time and more space. They scored some brilliant tries the other night, Sharks, but if you go back and look at it, it was just based off guys hitting the line hard, playing the ball quick.
I like his temperament because that was a big game in his career and there was a lot of noise about the Sharks in general not being able to win finals. And up against a team that was probably in good form, I liked that he had the confidence and the temperament to go after it. Some other halves would be going, okay, Nicho's the origin player. I hope he goes okay today. I'm just going to sit back here and hold. Yep. But he didn't hesitate. He really dominated the kick in the early exchanges, started to find his rhythm, ran the football, set up some tries, and then he was scoring tries on the other side of the field too. That tells me that he's actually moving around and looking to be involved. So career best performance from him.
It was terrific.
Very good.
Yeah, it was really good.